Hey Internet, Eric here. I'm back with another MasterShit Theater. MasterShit Theater is just me telling little anecdotes, if that's the correct word, or things that have been happening in my life lately, or things that have happened to me lately that I just feel like fucking talking about. And tonight, once again, I'm going to talk about my wonderful situation with my kidney stones and my stents. But hopefully, I believe this will be the last time, at least, this subject will be on MasterShit Theater. If you watched the last one, you found I ended my situation with saying I'm going to have that shock therapy done on March 1st. Well, and it's called lithotripsy, I believe is the correct way to pronounce it, which is where they use ultrasounds and shock waves and they shock the kidney stone and fragment it up so I can easily pass it. Well, I believe I ended my last video on this saying now on March 1st I will have my lithotripsy. Well, before March 1st, I've been going home sick a lot lately due to this, the pain, just illness, I guess your immune system is affected big time when your kidneys are fucked up. Well, I had one of the many days I went home, I was laying down. I got a phone call saying, oh, well, the doctor will be out of the office on the 1st. We'll have to reschedule to the 15th of March. So I'm like, fuck my ass, man. 2 more weeks, fine. I'm not going to yell at the lady. She's just the messenger. She's going to do her job. Whatever. Okay, so I got to wait 2 more fucking weeks for this. March 15th happens. I go in for my lithotripsy. Sign all the paperwork, this and that. Get in a little waiting room. Change into the gown, put the stupid hat on, get some really comfortable fucking hospital socks. Out of all this shit that's happening, at least I got some fucking comfy socks out of this. So I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and they finally see me. She takes my blood pressure, takes my temperature, and my temperature is a little high. I'm worried because I've been sick for so often, thinking please don't say it's too fucking high and have to cancel this shit, man. I've been waiting too goddamn long. It's March 15th, and I was in the hospital January 30th. Okay. Luckily, I calmed down. The fever disappears a little bit. Good enough where the nurse is okay with it. So then we play the waiting game again. And again. And again. And then she sticks me, I'm holding my iPad, so she sticks me in my other hand with the needle, right there in the front. Fucking hurts. And it gets sore and sore and sore. Hooks me up to the IV. The the anesthetic doctor comes in, and he's funnier and shit. They're goofing around, giving each other shit, so they're making me comfortable. And he comes in, he says, okay, see you later, ask me my weight, how much I drink, blah, blah, blah. And they finally fucking wheel me in there. Wheel me in this big fucking room. And other people are there, and what they do is they set me next to this table. I'm in my hospital bed, or it's outpatient surgery, but hospital bed, whatever. And I have to scooch to this really thin table, and think of it as like a rectangle, you see, but on my right side, which is where the kidney stone was, I don't know if I'm doing this right because of my iPad, but you got the regular table, and then where I was, you had this like little crescent piece taken out of the table, like crescent moon, and that's where they're gonna put the machine to shock my kidney. Oh, that's cool. Okay, it makes it feel like I'm gonna fall off, but I'm not. So I scooch over. They bring the machine over, but since I can't have my right arm laying next to me because of the machine, they have this second table by my shoulder. I'm going to hold this and see if it'll, you can see this better. So if there's any audio problems, I'm sorry, whatever. So I'm laying there like this, and then I have my arm being strapped down to another fucking table while, I'm already hooked up to IVs. And then they're literally strapping my arm down so I don't fucking move. And then they're going to put in, that's where they're going to put in, the anesthesia and all that shit. And I'm thinking to myself, I've seen enough movies. I've seen Dead Man Walking. This looks like they're gonna fucking give me a lethal injection. And it was just one of the things running through my head because I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm like, great. But everyone's joking around, having fun. So I'm keeping everything going, lively and stuff. But then they hook me up, and then they put the mask on me, and then I'm out. Out like a fucking light. So I wake up, I'm in the room, don't remember much. Doctor went and talked to my wife and said what it was. Said, that it looked like the kidney stone shrank, yada, yada, yada. Gave me a little cup, giant, like twice the size as this, to piss in, little strainer, to pour the piss in so I can catch, fragments of the kidney stone. Well, nothing the first night. Of course, the first time when we went to go pick up my daughter, it really was fucking scary. I mean, I knew it was a side effect, blood in the urine. But when we went to pick up my daughter and I went to my in-laws to use the bathroom, and I went in their toilet and it was just fucking red. That was like the freakiest thing in the world. But I knew it was a side effect and it was painless, so I was fine. Plus they gave me a bunch of Norco, that I saved. I didn't use it as much as I probably should have, but I knew I would have been okay. And then by the second day, I started passing little fragments. Painless, because they're very, very fucking small. Very, very, very small. And I'm collecting them, putting them in my little cup. And then I finally start passing the big ones. And they are fucking... It literally looks like fucking pebbles. Like little pieces of rock. And they're pointy. And it fucking hurt. But I was starting to pass bigger pieces, and I'm thinking, finally, this is starting to work. This is going to be great. Yes, yes, yes. And then finally I have my follow-up, and no! Because I have my x-ray, blah, blah, blah. A chance you take when you have lithotripsy is when it fragments, a piece can fly back up into your kidney. Which did. So as of this video, I still have a 4 millimeter, roughly, piece of kidney stone in my kidney. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was, I also had a 4 millimeter piece, so basically all that passing was just 2 millimeters, piece of kidney stone stuck in my uretal tube. Because I went for my follow-up hoping they passed enough. Because sometimes they said, after it's shocked, the pieces are so small, you can pass it and not even really see it. Well, I went in hoping that I'm going to get my stent removed. The doctor showed me, and in my uretal tube, my right uretal tube, right above the stent, I had a fucking piece, and it was blocking my uretal tube. Not like where I couldn't go to the bathroom, but it was blocking enough where he said if he pulled the stent out then and there, I'd risk infection, and if I got infected down in that area, I'd be in the hospital for a minimum of 2 days anyway. Fuck my life. So what does he do? This was last Thursday as of this recording. So he sets up surgery. The word you never want to hear. Sets up a surgery for Wednesday, April 5th. This is April 4th as I'm recording. I don't know when I'm going to upload this. I'm fucking freaking out because what he says is he's going to pull out the original stent. He's going to go in through the fucking penis again. Shoot some dyes up there so he can see where the stone is with his little fucking camera. Stick and I've seen some YouTube videos and it's fucking scary, like the different things that they do. He's going to maybe stick like a little claw up there to pull it out, or if that's not going to work, he's going to go up there with a laser and shoot the fucker with the laser and break it up into smaller pieces so I can fucking pass it. And of course this is freaking me the fuck out. But what am I going to do? What the fuck am I really going to do? So I accept my fate and go home. Well, this past Saturday, I was having a hangout, a Google Hangout with a bunch of my buddies. I actually uploaded the hangout onto my channel if you want to watch it. It's pretty interesting. Well, I'm in our bedroom, participating in the hangout, trying to, so the guys can hear me. My daughter's running around going crazy. I get up and use the bathroom. The guys notice I'm gone. And then I come back and they're like, "Oh, hey, Eric, we noticed you were gone." I just said, "Oh, yeah, I just had to leave the room for a minute." Well, I went to use the bathroom. And they don't know, I didn't say this in the hangout. But what I did was, I had to go to the bathroom bad because I was drinking beer. And there's an old wives' tale where if you drink beer, it widens your uretal stent. Not your uretal stent, your uretal tube. Because, when you feel like you've had a lot of beer, you gotta piss like a racehorse, like, twice as bad. Well, I went in there and I couldn't hold it. I didn't make it to the toilet. I was wearing jeans and a belt, and by the time I got that stuff down, I didn't have time to lift up the toilet seat. I'm not gonna lie, I pissed in the fucking tub. As I was doing that, whoosh, see this little thing in the fucking tub. I pick it up, I rinse the piss down the drain, and it's this big fucking thing, this big rock. And like this big smile came on my face, and I went and finished the hangout. I told my wife what's going on. We're happy that I won't fucking maybe have surgery. It's just me putting things together. The doctor's office is closed until Monday, so I gotta wait another fucking day because they're not open Sunday to call. Talk about what's going on. So Monday I get to work first thing, 7 a.m. I call. They're closed. So I'm assuming they're going to be opening at 8. So I call at like 8:06. I talk to them, blah, blah, blah. And this nurse was really cool. I loved her to death. She was so much fun. And the doctor's cool too. He does his best to keep your spirits up. And she said, "Well, your doctor wants to see you today if possible. Get another fucking x-ray. And we'll go from there and discuss the surgery." I'm like, "Okay." I go in there, they say bring in the rock. I put it in like a little Ziploc baggie. Go in there, do the x-ray thing again. And then doctor comes in and got this big fucking smile on his face. With his computer. He's like, "Okay, buddy." And he puts his computer down and lifts up this baggie. He's in a good mood. And he's a cool doctor. He lifts up the baggie with a stone. He's like, "Look at this motherfucker right here." So I know I'm good. He's like, "Dude, you're fucking good. Let's get that stent out of you." Thank you, Jeebus. I looked at him and I'm like, "Thank you, Jesus." He's like, "No, I'm just a doctor." He's fucking around, being fun. So, and I did my research. How do you take a stent out? Because I had one with a string. You literally pull the fucking thing out of your dick. So he says, "Just drop trowel." I drop trowel and I'm holding my penis in my hand. There's no fucking string. Because sometimes the string will go back in your, your dick hole. Whatever the technical term is. Urethra. I don't fucking know. He's like, "Uh-oh." I'm like, "Well, if sometimes when I take a piss, the string will come out." He's like, "Can you piss?" I'm like, "I can piss." I go take a piss and he's like, "Make sure you pull the string out a little bit." "You got it, doc." So I pull it out like that much. Like there's a little knot and everything. I pull it out that much. Drop trowel. And the thing is, he just looks at me. He gives me a little tissue for like any leakage or whatever. He said, "That's for you." And he looks at me and he says, "Okay, this is going to feel weird." And no warning, he grabs the fucking string and he just goes 10-second pull, if that. Weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I've been in the room where my wife had a C-section. Weirdest fucking thing I've ever felt. First off, I'm looking down. I got my dick in my hand. Okay? Hopefully you're not watching this at work or in front of the kiddies, alright? I got my dick in my hand. I see him pulling the string. The string's very, very, very thin. Suddenly the string turns into this white fucking tube. And it goes, it widens up and it pulls out and then it suddenly turns blue. And he pulls the fucking thing out. It looks like a rat tail. And he throws it in the garbage. And I dab myself up, put on pants, I get ready to go. And the relief afterwards was the best thing I ever felt. Because for the last week or so, I'm quieting down a little bit. My daughter's in the other room, sleeping. So hopefully you can still hear me. Literally just throws it in the garbage. And it was really hurting me the last week. I've been taking Norco every night, and which is something I haven't been doing. and Tylenol every morning, Norco every night. It's been fucking hurting. The relief was great. I could walk around normal. I could sit down normal. I could take a piss without it hurting. I was on cloud 9, dude. I'm not fucking lying, internet. This was the best thing in the world to me. But the feeling when he pulled it out, it didn't hurt or anything. Go get a stent put in and then pull it out. It's the only way to really describe it. Maybe like when your foot falls asleep. You get that tingly pins and needles that doesn't hurt but you don't like it. Picture that, but you're pissing that out for like a good 5 seconds. It's the only way I can fucking describe it. But I will tell you what, I've been moving around normally now. It's been great. No fucking surgery needed on Wednesday. Now, I still need to have this kidney stone shocked, the one that's in me now. So May 10th, I go in, same procedure, blah, blah, blah. But he won't have to put a stent in, he says. Again, thank you, Jeebus. Now, he also said I could pass it before then. So my fingers are fucking crossed, my eyes are crossed, my testicles are crossed. Everything in my body is crossed, hoping that I can pass this before then. And he says it's entirely possible, and it might not be too painful. The only side effects I've had right now are my dick hole kind of cramps up when I have to pee. And sometimes it's a mild pain, sometimes it's a real big pain. Before I filmed this, I've just filmed a review for the movie The Burbs, and I had to psych myself up because for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, it was really hurting. And then it went away. So, and they say that could last for like up to 4 days. Well, we're on day number 2. And it's just the uretal tube and the urethra just healing, the muscles healing after having that motherfucker in me for 2 goddamn months. But good news is, the worst is past. I'm so fucking happy. I almost jumped in that doctor's arm and gave him a fucking kiss, man. I was so happy. But yeah, if you've seen my previous video, I can't wish that upon anyone. And I can't wish this upon anyone in this video. And I've gotten some positive feedback from my first video, at least. People are saying that maybe people will see that video and know what it's like to have a kidney stone and what they can look forward to, not look forward to positively, but look forward to anything that could happen with that situation. And hopefully with this video, you can see what you might have to deal with having the stent removed. So hopefully this is a positive video with my own little goofy spin on it. If it helps somebody, great. If you were entertained for 18 minutes, great. If you laughed at me in my situation, fuck you. But whatever. But yeah, this will probably be the last MasterShit Theater episode on the kidney stone because, oh, my doctor says, hey, you want to take this home? I'm like, no, man, throw that fucking thing away. I don't want to ever look at that again. Oh, you don't want to take it home and maybe, like, you know, make some jewelry out of it? Yeah, I'll fucking bronze it and hang it from my rear view mirror like my daughter's booties or something like that. And he smirked and laughed and he took it away. But anyways, hopefully somebody got something out of this video. I felt like talking, getting it off my chest, giving an update, you know, like Robert Stack would say in Unsolved Mysteries. Update. That's the update on my situation. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your urologist, all this stuff. Share this video and the previous episode with anyone that could be dealing with kidney stones. Maybe they'll know what they will have to deal with. I promise future episodes of MasterShit Theater will be back to many escapades of me, not involving kidney stones, but usually involving a lot of beer. I have some daughter stories. My daughter's going to turn 5. I got a lot of daughter stories coming up, and we'll just say that MasterShit Theater is the perfect title. Yuck. For future stories. But check out my other stuff, other playlists, yada yada. I've said it many times, but in the end I will say cheers and Pray to God this never happens to you, or Allah, or John Smith, or whoever. But keep your fingers crossed that you never ever have to have a kidney stone passed and a stent put up your dick hole. The end. See ya.